The Smerch rocket launcher, which had been terrorizing Mykolaiv and Kherson regions for 3 months, has been destroyed. The occupier's multiple rocket launcher, which was firing from the occupied territory of Kherson region, was tracked down at night by soldiers of the 30th Marine Corps. TSN correspondent Natalia Nahorna, who is currently working in the south of the country and is now live with us, knows the details of this operation. Natalia, the floor is yours. We're waiting for the details.
Good evening. Indeed, yes, we are working here. We started our work in the south and began with such good news. Which casualties did you list? As for how many people have been affected and wounded across Ukraine, I'll add that, for example, in Kherson region yesterday, there were as many as 11 wounded, including a child, and 1 more person was killed. The Russians continue to terrorize Kherson and Mykolaiv regions, and in fact, they are also bringing in rocket artillery here. And one of those Smerch launchers was destroyed. It's a cluster munition. The rocket itself is not very accurate and has a large area of effect, so destroying this Smerch was extremely important, but at the same time difficult because it just looks like an ordinary vehicle moving around. They were already operating at night, so tracking them down was a real challenge, and that's why for 3 months the 426th Marine Infantry separate battalion, they were working on this, and last night they finally succeeded. And after that, here we have a story, about how our military cooperate with each other. The closest unit to them was a National Guard detachment, and they were immediately given this information, and they acted to destroy the target. So, thanks to the fact that it's one of those moments that probably for everyone who finds something like this, everyone wants to destroy the target themselves, but the main priority is to eliminate the enemy target that is attacking Ukrainians and Ukrainian territories. Let's hear directly from a serviceman, one of those who took part in tracking down this Smerch.
The area is actually very large, and this system operates from different locations, working very efficiently, literally just a few shots. After that, it hides and camouflages itself. Last night, a DNR-SZV was detected at a firing position. It fired several shots, after which we already had several teams on standby, ready to engage this target, and we immediately relayed the information to the National Guard unit. The guys really got to work right away and handled it.
And of course, we're also concerned about the situation in the United States. We're watching what's happening in the south, and we're counting on the armed forces of Ukraine.
Talechka, thank you. I congratulate our defenders on such a successful operation. Thank you to them from all of us. Thank you to Natalia Nahorna for reporting on the destruction of the Russian Smerch rocket launcher, along with its crew, which had been terrorizing the Mykolaiv and Kherson regions for 3 months. At the front, the enemy has advanced near 3 more settlements in the Huliapol area and the Zaporizhzhia direction. This concerns Novoivanivka, Malinivka, and Poltavka, according to the analytical portal Deep State. The General Staff of the Armed Forces states that it was in this direction near these settlements that the defense forces repelled 5 enemy attacks the previous day. The Russians have also intensified their pressure near Kupiansk. This is partly due to the weather, rain and fog, which complicate the work of aerial reconnaissance. But in the Dobropilya direction, the enemy has suffered serious losses. There, the occupiers tried to advance in a column of armored vehicles which our defenders destroyed before they even reached the front line. Overall, according to official data, there were 178 combat engagements on the front line in the past day. The most difficult situation is in the Oleksandrivka sector, as well as near Pokrovsk and Kostiantinivka. The highest number of shellings has been recorded there, and now the Russians are pressing on the cities from several directions at once. Drones struck the energy infrastructure in Shostka. The city and part of the community were plunged into complete darkness. On the same day, an enemy drone struck a suburban train and another hit the regional Kiev-Shostka train. 1 man was killed and dozens were injured. They were passengers and railway workers. How is Shostka recovering now after the massive Russian strikes? And are they ready for winter there? A report from Sumy region by TSN correspondent Valentina Dobrota.
Everyone get to the shelter.
The distinctive sound of a drone, which no one confuses with anything else anymore, drives people into shelters. And here is an underground school. We walk 200 meters. Classes are held in 3 shifts with 3 classes at the same time. Each class has 3 to 4 lessons at school, the rest are online.
The last time children studied in the school building was in March 2023. After that, the entire educational process was moved to the shelter.
Back on the surface, the school principal, Vyacheslav Vasilenko, shows the classrooms that had to be abandoned. His hand automatically reaches for the light switch. There are 2 underground schools in Shoska. Both were built during the full-scale invasion. Currently, they are powered by diesel generators. In one of the lessons, the children are studying types of power plants. It is these very power plants that, on the eve of winter, are treacherously destroyed by Russian forces, forcing students to study underground. There was a massive drone attack in the city, which is just 50 kilometers from the border. In an instant, electricity, water, and gas disappeared. The center of Shoska is still without electricity. Power is supplied for just a few hours and without a clear schedule. The city's transformer substations are also connected to generators. This way, there is electricity in the apartment buildings.
A lot is heavily damaged. It's really extensive. We reconnected part of the consumers to our own networks. And at the moment, we are supplying electricity from our own networks.
The director of the Shoska REM branch says that one 450 kilowatt diesel generator can supply power to an average of 150 apartments. But for the whole city, with a population of 60,000, the capacity is not enough.
People often turn on their heaters and consequently electricity consumption rises sharply and the existing networks simply cannot handle it.
For those who have electric stoves at home, it's unbearable, locals say. Moreover, the schedules for electricity and water supply don't match up.
We live like all Ukrainians. That's how we live. We have electric stoves and they give us water and electricity for 2 hours each. When there's water, there's no electricity. When there's electricity, there's no water. Well, they've set up points of invincibility, yes. People go there, get something to eat, and can warm up.
After another shelling, the city was plunged into darkness for several days. Since then, field kitchens have been set up around the city. They aren't being removed, just in case.
We can't predict anything. You've only seen the situation when the Shaheds flew in. Will they stay in our area or fly further on?
The most vulnerable groups continue to receive free meals. Come on up, come on up. He came for food on his bicycle because he can't make it on foot anymore. And Mr. Ivan too.
Well, what can I say? It's sad.
The man remembers the last war, so he says nothing can surprise him anymore. Which war was more insidious? He's still learning.
It was different. Now they're simply destroying Ukrainian people. I don't know why they're killing Ukrainians.
The store owner couldn't immediately recall the last time someone bought a generator from him before this blackout. Now this product is in demand again in Shostka.
We had electricity, we had gas, we had everything. There were basically no sales at all. They simply weren't needed. Now people are constantly coming in, asking about them. There's a generator you can even put on your balcony. It's very quiet. Will it bother anyone? It will, but not much. We'll just have to find a way to survive.
In just one day, the city council received 80 applications for partial reimbursement of the cost of purchased generators. The city also plans to develop a similar compensation program for people who purchase wood-burning stoves. The city council, together with the state emergency service, is already working on regulatory documents to allow stoves in apartment buildings.
Only time will truly tell what we will ultimately do and where we will eventually go.
But some of the people we interviewed are taking household difficulties philosophically for now. Like Mr. Volodymyr, whose son and grandson are defending Ukraine.
I've got a gas cylinder. And as for heat, we'll see. Maybe we'll put in a wood-burning stove.
In the apartment? Are you serious? Yes.
Well, what else can I do? What else is there to do?
In the institutions of Shoska that have their own boiler rooms, the heating season has already started. Mr. Serhiy also works at one of these kindergartens, and today was his first day at work. In total, there are 17 educational institutions with alternative heating in the Shostka community. And it is to these institutions that children will be brought if the winter turns out to be too harsh.
We will create such centers where students can receive their education in comfortable conditions. We have drawn up a schedule and a list of the equipment that we need to purchase in order to equip these educational centers.
Local energy workers cannot say when this city will be fully powered again, as drones over Shoska are not just passing through.
While you were here, a Shahed drone flew by 3 times and just destroyed one of the enterprises.